Hey guys, it's Coach Gaglione here from GaglioneStrength.com. Today we're talking about some of the biggest mistakes you can make as a powerlifter. So number one, not treating strength as a skill. Just like a baseball throw, a golf swing, the squat, the bench, and deadlift needs to be practiced as an athletic movement. It must be practiced as a technique. It's something that you could practice every single day with basically no load. It's not something that you can do heavy every single day. But some exercise that you could do, for example, like a wall squat, it's a squat facing the wall. It's something you can really kind of hone in your technique, and a better movement is going to yield to better results in strength and muscle building. So number one mistake, not working on your technique and not treating strength as a skill. Okay, so make sure your technique is solid before you start adding load to the bar. Really important that you don't add load too quickly, and if you have a kind of a dysfunctional movement pattern, again, there's an old saying, you don't want to kind of shoot a cannon from a canoe. If your movement's not there, if you're not stable, you're not kind of moving in the right places and kind of using good stabilizer muscles, good bracing patterns, learning to lift with a neutral spine, that could be a recipe for disaster later on. Number two, doing too much too soon. So there's a lot of great programs out there. Some are very high frequency, some very high volume. For example, something like a Smolov program or a squat every day program. These are very popular and they definitely can work. But the problem with this, something like squat every day, is once you kind of tap that out and you hit a plateau, you really have nowhere to progress to. If you're squatting 6 or 7 days a week, where do you kind of go from there? Are you going to squat 8 days a week? Are you going to squat 10 times a week? And you kind of have nowhere to go. So I would recommend start off just training maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 days a week. For most people, starting off 3 days a week. Maybe 1 day dedicated to bench, 1 day dedicated to squat, 1 day dedicated to deadlift, and then you can kind of progress from there. There's always room for growth in that case. So start off slow and build from there, okay? Don't kind of do too much too soon, because then you're gonna kind of have nowhere to go, nowhere to progress to. And you wanna be in this game for a long time. You don't wanna just kind of be a flash in the pan, hit a couple of good meets, and then kind of be injured and kind of out of the game. You wanna treat this like a marathon, not a sprint. So be the tortoise, not the hare. Take your time, start off with a lower frequency, and then kind of build up to more volume, more frequency over time as you get more advanced and as you start to hit plateaus in your strength, okay? The last, and probably the biggest mistake with the age and social media is don't copy someone else's program. So we work with a lot of high-level people. So let's say maybe you're trying to be big and strong and jacked like Larry Wheels, okay? You are not Larry Wheels, okay? You don't have the genetics of Larry Wheels. You don't have the muscle mass of Larry Wheels. So for you to copy his program would be a big mistake. It would be kind of like a junior varsity doing the New York Giants football program, okay? It wouldn't really make sense, okay? So you need to do something that's appropriate for your level, your ability level, your genetics, your size, and what your goals are. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do similar exercises or on a similar system, but you need to be modified and adjusted. So the weight, the volume, the frequency, the exercise selection should be very independent toward the person. Can you be on a similar system? Absolutely. But the load, the frequency, and the volume, the exercise selection are going to be way different depending on, because we're all kind of different, so you can be on a similar system. But again, you should not copy like exactly what someone else is doing. Let me see what so-and-so lifter is doing today, and let me just do that today. Again, random training, random results. You want a program that is kind of tailored more toward your needs and the meet that you're doing. And again, does that mean you can't be on a similar system or kind of jump in with workouts with a team? Absolutely not. But again, you don't want to just go randomly on the internet and just try and copy someone else's program, because it's kind of taken out of context. You don't really know like what they're training for or what they're doing, how did they warm up, and there's a lot of other variables. So the best advice I can give you is actually work with a coach, whether it be person or virtually, and get something that's going to be specific for your needs and your ability levels and your current strengths and weaknesses. So again, treat strength like a skill. Start off slow and build up. Don't copy someone else's routine, okay? So those are the 3 biggest mistakes. Don't make those mistakes, and you're going to be in the game a lot longer, and you have a lot more PRs for future to come. If you guys like this video, please subscribe for future content. Check out the links below, and we'll see you guys soon.